What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we about to get into this week's boxing talk. Undefeated IBF welterweight champion Kell Brook will defend his title in his backyard of Sheffield, England, against rugged Argentinian hard-hitting puncher Diego Chavez. Now, this fight, I was expecting a much bigger fight for Kell Brooks. I've been a Kell Brook fan for many years, and I was hoping that he was going to face somebody like a Brandon Rios or a Timothy Bradley. Like, there was rumors that he was going to face these guys. But those fights didn't happen for whatever reason. Kell Brooks' promoter, Eddie Hearns, is trying to have him fight in Sheffield. And a lot of guys don't want to go to England to face him. And they're expecting a lot of money to go to England and face Kell Brooks for the world title. Now, Diego Chavez is not a bad fight. He's a solid B-class fighter. He's a very good, strong fighter in the welterweight division. And he's been in there with some very good competition. He's been in there with Keith Thurman, who he gave Keith Thurman a very good fight, an entertaining, exciting fight that Keith Thurman was able to stop him in the late rounds in that fight. And then he fought Brandon Rios. Now, that fight against Brandon Rios, I definitely had Diego Chavez winning that fight. And he was on his way to a victory on the scorecards when the referee basically disqualified him for a lot of roughhousing. There was a lot of, fouling and everything, but I don't think that it called for a disqualification. And that was the referee's call. So, Brandon Rios basically escaped with a decision, with a victory because of a disqualification. Now, also, he faced Timothy Bradley. Now, that fight was a very competitive fight, and it was much more competitive than what people expected. But Timothy Bradley won that fight. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, that fight wasn't that close for it to be a draw. That was just a horrible scorecard from the judges, once again giving a black eye to the sport of boxing, because Timothy Bradley deserved the victory in that fight. But it was a tough fight. It was a good, solid fight. And Diego Chavez proved that he is a tough competitor. And I don't expect anything different in this fight. I think he's going to bring it. I think he's going to show that punching power. Kell Brooks has been rocked in several fights early in his career, so he has some vulnerability. But Kell Brooks is a solid, strong welterweight. I mean, this guy, he's getting a little bit older now. He's still a young fighter, but I believe he's a junior middleweight coming down to the welterweight division. So he's going to grow out of that division sooner or later. But he has a strong jab. He's a strong welterweight. He's undefeated. He has very good technical boxing skills, and he has good punching power. So he has enough punching power to keep Diego Chavez away and fight fire with fire. But his skill level is definitely better than Diego Chavez, and I expect him to come out victorious with a victory. But I do think that Diego Chavez is going to make it very interesting with that rugged style that he has, and he's going to make it very tough, and he'll probably rock Kell Brook in that fight. Will he drop him? Will he upset him? Who knows? It's boxing. But I expect Kell Brooks to come out victorious. Now, also, in other news, Timothy Bradley just fired his longtime trainer that has been with him his entire career, Díaz. I think this was a very bad move by Timothy Bradley's team. And basically, this guy, he started out his career with promoter Gary Shaw. And then after he became the junior welterweight king of the division of 140 pounds, he decided after his contract was basically over and he was a free agent to join forces with Bob Arum. At the time, I think it was a good idea because it led to the biggest payday of his whole entire career was against Manny Pacquiao. He got $5 million for that fight. And it was a smart move by joining forces with Top Rank. Now, we all know he got the famous controversial decision. We know that Manny Pacquiao actually won that fight, and it was a horrible decision by the judges that he got that victory and became a welterweight champion in the second weight class. Now, he had 2 more fights after that under his contract, and that was against Ruslan Provodnikov, which was an excellent fight. It was fight of the year against Ruslan, and then he had his most legitimate victory was against Juan Manuel Marquez, the biggest victory of his career, actually. And it was a great performance by Timothy Bradley. After that, he was on top of the boxing world as the welterweight champion, and he had a chance to become a free agent and walk away from Top Rank and probably join forces with somebody like Al Heyman or somebody like Golden Boy, and he could have had bigger fights against guys like Keith Thurman or Amir Khan. I believe he even has a shot at Floyd Mayweather if he was a free agent at the time and he could have joined forces with one of those other teams. But he decided to get rid of his longtime manager, which was Cameron Duncan, one of the best managers in the business, to put his wife in charge as his management. I think that was a bad move. That was like something like Shane Mosley did with his wife when he let his wife become his manager and control his career. And it's just a bad move. You know, Cameron Duncan is more experienced. He has more connections in the business, and he's a very good manager. His wife taking over, she made the first bad decision, was re-signing Timothy Bradley back to Bob Burnham in Top Rank. I know that they had the Manny Pacquiao rematch dangling in front of them, and it was a big, big payday. But he did not get the $10 million that he was supposed to get in the rematch. He got $6 million only. That's not a good business decision. That's $4 million that was left on the table. He took the rematch for $6 million, and after that, you know, he lost to Manny Pacquiao, and he hasn't had a big fight since. He fought Diego Chavez for the draw, and then he just recently fought Jesse Vargas. You know, those are not big, high-profile fights. And right now, him letting go his manager, his trainer, wasn't a good decision. He doesn't have anything on the table as of this moment. He's supposed to fight before the end of the year, and we don't know who he's going to fight. You know, they said that basically there's rumors that Virgil Hunter is going to be probably his new trainer. Now, Virgil Hunter is a very good trainer, and he has Andre Ward, he has Andre Berto, he has Amir Khan, he has a good staff, and I'm sure that Bradley's going to get very good sparring, and he's going to learn quite a bit of things with Virgil Hunter. But I don't see this as a great positive move for Timothy Bradley. You know, I think his wife handling his business affairs is not a good decision. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens and who does Timothy Bradley fight next. I believe it's going to be Saddam Ali, because he is the mandatory challenger for that welterweight title that he just won over Jesse Vargas. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Keep following me on Instagram. I want to thank everybody every day that is joining the Facebook boxing group page, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. And I like to tell everybody to please subscribe to this YouTube channel right here. Hit that red button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. I thank everybody for their support. I'm J. Calderon. Stand Clear Entertainment. Thanks for watching.